can you all go back to St. Louis?
We're in St. Louis right. We're in St. Louis right now. I mean, Mom wants to go home. I say absolutely. We cannot go back. You and I cannot go back and live in that house by ourselves anytime soon, if ever.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, this is upsetting. My cousins want to come and get her and take her up there with them for a while, but she doesn't want me to be. She doesn't want me to be alone. Like, she's the only person I appreciate that, and I understand it. And yes, I need help, but I think I've got plenty of support services. The only thing I have to do is find me a location to reside outside of Franklin County. And it's not that I don't want Mother with me, but, you know, if I'm trying to be concerned about her and worry about her health and her, but yeah, if she's away from me, is that going to be detrimental on her? I don't know. When you guys get here, you're going to have to help me with that. And so I waited until, the lawyer got home. And of course, he called and told them that I was too upset to, make the trip. But they said they couldn't finalize the charges until I came out there and identified the stuff. So he drove me out there, and that was fine. That was good.
So question.
When we got there, Jeffrey. Well, let me finish.
Okay.
When we got there, Jeffrey was already at the sheriff's department waiting for us. So they took us back to the garages, the impound area where they had this car. This car is not your dad's car. This is the car that the suspects were using when they arrested him.
Okay.
And I have no clue as to why they knew they were looking for these people, but and they found them in South County. Anyway, they had all this stuff that they had found in the car, and what they needed to do was for me to identify that a lot of these things were belongings of Kenny's and mine from the house, and they absolutely were. Probably 90% of the various items were definitely ours.
Okay. Like what?
Okay, go ahead.
Tell me what specifically?
Jewelries and keys and knives and lots of watches, a radio. I can't begin to tell you. And then they had some things that they had pictured on a laptop that they had impounded somewhere else, and some of that stuff I could identify. And of course, Jeffrey was with me, and so we got that. Now, what an interesting thing that was. So they had a lot of keys. Well, I made the comment. I said, yes, you have a lot of keys there. And one of my old car keys and popper, I knew it was totally old and wasted and didn't even work. Well, they had that. And then I had a key ring, that had a whistle on it. Remember that?
Yeah.
They had that. So anyway, I said to the guy, I said, well, you know what? That's a lot of keys, but that's not near all the keys that were in the house that could have been taken. These are highway patrol detectives. The other detective who had been, standing back because the other guy was in the lead, he said, oh, well, there's a lot of keys in the glove box. And whereupon they opened the glove box, oh my God, it was like everything in there was your dad's keys. So that was pretty amazing. But that's what sealed their ability to file first degree robbery and possession of contraband, which is what they could keep them in jail until they can get the documentation and evidence for further charges.
Yeah.
You see, if a person dies while a felony is being committed, then that makes it murder. So we still don't know how your dad died. Okay, so that's what I know. Then when we got done with that, we went to the office and hung out, and because there were a lot of people there, and that was fine. Well, finally, when the lawyer, Jimmy, and Jeffrey went to the house, and they were probably over there about a half hour. The lawyer took pictures. I haven't seen them yet. I will look at them eventually, probably tomorrow. But I asked the question. I said, how bad was it? And they said it was total chaos. These people had gone through everything. The house is just absolutely trashed with paraphernalia. Okay, that's what I know now, other than a few things I post on Facebook of what I'm trying to take care of, how I'm taking care of it.
Okay.
Are you okay? No,
Jan,
you're not okay.
It's Emily. She's just having a moment.
I know.
Have they been able to locate and secure his guns?
Okay, all right. Now let me converse with you my concerns for the future.
Okay.
While they claim to have these 3 suspects in custody, I nor all of Kenny's business acquaintances and friends consider that is all wrapped up. We all believe that there's one other person specifically involved in all this, and then also the officers asked us no direct information as to what guns and stuff were missing, but as we have talked amongst ourselves, Jimmy is estimating over 20 guns missing. Jeffrey says maybe up to 25, 27 guns. Plus, we know that Kenny had 1,000 rounds of ammunition, which Jeffrey bought for him, and Kenny had never used all that.
And none of them was the guy you suspect.
Yeah, the person that we all are concerned about, they told us he wasn't a suspect because he's in rehab. Emily?
Yeah.
Kenny told me this person was at his house on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That is when this other guy who is involved in it, his brother is one of the ones has been arrested. Kenny and this guy took to the emergency room because he was comatose from a high glucose value. He's diabetic. He is still in the hospital. So back to this person that we're very concerned about.
Scott Jackson.
Every last one of Kenny's business associates said absolutely not. He's walking the streets. He is not in rehab. Now, when my lawyer was listening to all this conversation, I could see all of a sudden his concern. As soon as we finished this conversation, he went outside and called the highway patrol detective that we had been talking with just earlier and gave him that information.
Okay. And so what were the names of the people that the highway patrol gave you? What was the name that didn't match what's on the news?
Well, the name that didn't match, they gave this name, the Derek, the other brother. But you know what? I mean, I don't know that I understand it because the report is he's still in the hospital.
Okay.
But okay, now here's obviously this Scott Jackson. His friend was Derek, and that's how Derek got to know Kenny. And Kenny has known him for a couple months now, from what I'm beginning to understand. So the information that these other 2 people got to know, that breaking and entering and doing this to Kenny and in the house, for whatever reason they did it, they obviously got from their sibling and their other friend. Now let me give you some more information.
Okay.
Okay, you know you've heard referral to this lawsuit that we have filed against the Sheriff's Department for this drug court shenanigans?
Yeah.
Okay. This Scott Jackson is the one that would tell Kenny how this guy was using the people in drug court. The news tonight said it has nothing to do with that lawsuit. I think that's baloney. I think it's still to do with the lawsuit.
Sounds like you've had a hell of a day.
Yeah, it was. I never was in a deep sleep last night. I'm not sure.
Me neither.
I'm not sure if I dozed or not. I kind of doubt that I ever dozed.
I talked to Kimberly today. She's the only person I've talked to, and I just wanted to note that, Jeffrey wants to go blow someone's head off.
Okay.
And I jokingly say to Kimberly, make sure you have the right one. Make sure you measure twice and cut once. But,
yeah.
And I'm just being an Allen.
I know.
She said, y'all got the Allens in you. Okay.
Every time a person opens their mouth, I'm learning something that I was unaware of, but things that are important for us to know.
You mean just about Dad's life or
your
about the
dad-
current circumstance?
Your dad shared, and Sonny is so upset that he did not know your dad was so concerned, but Jimmy knew all this stuff about how concerned your dad was.
About his safety?
So, huh?
About my dad's safety?
Yes. So your dad shared some things with some people and not others, and and we'll never understand why or wherefore, but some people knew much more about that and other people knew nothing. Okay, yeah. I'm going to give you one example.
All right.
Something Jimmy told me. This was about 2 years ago. Well, first of all, obviously Dad's jewelry has been stolen over time. Okay?
Okay. No, whatever. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. All right. What I didn't know until Jimmy told me today, about 2 years ago, Melinda brought a lot of her jewelry up to Kenny.
All right.
So she brought it to Kenny. Then this Scott guy stole it.
Yep.
And Jimmy said that Kenny was over at Jimmy's house crying for 2 hours and then threatening that he was going to go do what you just said.
Blow Scott's head off.
But what your dad then turned around and would not do when he knew that Scott had stolen guns and knew that Scott had stolen this jewelry, your dad would not report him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
The cars also were all ransacked and gone through, but they weren't destroyed.
Right.
And right now it appears that we haven't identified any cars missing yet. But I haven't been there. It was dark when they were all there tonight.
Okay, let's not. For right now, I'm done with hearing details about things being ransacked because I'm going to start crying and be useless for the next half an hour.